Take this game with using that hashtag Forge of Champions 3. Will it be Hyperion getting a 2-0 over Diabolus, or will Diabolus be able to pull this back as we have loaded through onto the Summoner's Rift? Speaking of cool out camera angles, through the Wolves' Den we go.
And back around.
Oh, some nice skins. See the Hextech Galio coming out.
Yeah.
Not one
that
of
is
the...
a good skin. I actually like Enchanted Galio.
Yeah, I'm
that's a real cool
That's actually what it is.
It's
Enchanted Galio.
It's just... Oh, is that Enchanted?
Yeah, it's Enchanted Galio.
I thought it was Hextech.
No, Hextech's like brown and blue.
Oh.
Wait, which one's that one?
That's Enchanted.
No, Enchanted's the one where he's like the stone person with like the plants and things. I'm fairly certain that is Hextech.
Let's have a look at it again in a bit and we'll see.
What we'll do is you can Google it when you disappear, when the camera minimizes in like a minute's time.
Every time the camera turns off, I just disappear, guys. I only exist when the stream's on.
Mr. Hyperion, I don't feel so good.
No, I'd never call you Mister. Yeah, that's Enchanted.
Oh, that is Enchanted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they changed the colours on it. That's a cool skin, though.
Oh,
I love that skin.
Oh, we're seeing some more level 1 cheese come out from Diabolus. Will Snuggly face check it? That is the... Oh, he threw a ward over.
I feel like...
they're giving it away.
Yeah, they lost that the first game. It would be pretty embarrassing to do it again.
Well, Jungler's on the other side of the map, has obviously been spotted out by Snuggly's ward, so we'll probably see Demo just go into the red side of the of Diabolus and just look to trade equally, just splitting the map down the center.
Yeah, and that was a weird one. I thought DanXT was going to leash Demo, but he's actually started his Wolves. Getting a bit of extra momentum. Now going on to the blue. I mean, he does have a fast clear, so I feel like he should be able to make it over into NG's jungle to pick up that red. Question is, what is NG going to do about it? Potentially nothing. Guess we'll see.
This is the bit where it gets harder for ADMs. He's going to get really shoved by the Aurelion Soul, the Celestial Expansion, constantly just to get in the faster rotation on the stars, putting lots of damage down, and I mean, early it's going to be a hard lane for the Galio.
Yeah, I mean, he did have to deal with that in game 1 with getting shoved in by the Gangplank, but it's so hard playing a melee champion to ASOL.
And the reason why ASOL's shove was so important there was you saw he'd shoved the wave in, so NG was able to actually walk through mid lane to get onto his red buff, and actually this will deny Demo from actually being able to secure it, so it will be a free buff start for NG.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about how early pressure is a great thing. Without a red buff, Demo not going to be able to have as much power in these early skirmishes. They'd managed to pick up that topside scuttle, but was spotted out by a move down from Flaxish, so they're very aware of his position right now.
Well, Yusa just looking for a little bit of a trade onto Cookie. Just pressuring him out a little bit as we are having a look at the top side. It's been pretty even so far as CS is concerned. Yeah,
a bit of a difficulty though is if you do go into the Mega Gnar form, you're obviously melee ranged and you can't actually handle a Vlad quite as well. The CC isn't too useful against him when he has that pool available.
Yeah, I think you'd rather the pure damage of Mini Gnar coming in, especially with those 3 procs from the W.
Yeah.
Just do a lot of nice percentage HP damage. Good for kind of a health stacking champion that is Vlad.
See an interesting roam coming out already from Zeph, just trying to get some vision control. Do have a ward just on the back end of the Dragon Pit, and it might spot Demo out when he's moving about here. Could be looking for a gank in the bot lane, but NG's in position to follow up.
Headbutt Pulverizer using the flash forward, the dash, sorry. Spear goes a little bit wide, and Anthrax maybe looking to turn it around. Actually, NG's coming through as well. Stuns onto Snuggly, forces his flash. Yusa forced the flash away, and Snuggly gets the summon heal up. First blood is picked up, and Yusa is going to get stunned up and locked down. It's a double kill for Cookie.
Yeah, I don't think that could have gone worse for Hyperion. We said they wanted to get some early momentum in this game, and that's not how you do it. 2 kills over this Ezreal already. Going to make this laning phase hell for Yusa.
That is really, really not what they needed. Solid gank coming through from NG, able to turn it around, and Demo crucially missed the spear, which could have resulted in a lot more damage, a lot more burst.
And it just feels like maybe a bit of a mistake. Why are you trying to force a gank there as the Nidalee? You don't have the information on the Graves. Nidalee isn't the greatest ganker. I guess he just felt in a bit of an unlucky situation that he didn't get his red buff.
Well, we are going to see that play once again as...
Yeah, so you see, obviously the communications there from Hyperion. They managed to get the CC onto the Braum, but he gets his shield up. The spear doesn't connect. Good sidestep from Cookie. And at this point, they're still practically full HP. Snuggly's now caught up. NG turns up, and he is the one with the red buff. Remember, Demo didn't have it available. Lands that last Mystic shot from Cookie, is able to lock up the Lucian. Just great plays all around coming up from Diabolus' bot lane and jungle there.
DanXT just shoving the wave a little bit. At what point does Flaxis start to out-trade him? Because you said early is when he needs to be punishing. Hasn't really punished yet on this Gnar.
I mean, when Flaxius hits level 9 is the big power spike for Vlad because his Q ability is maxed, and that makes the cooldown significantly shorter. And so you can get it off several times in a fight and honestly look to out-sustain your opponent. Dan hasn't really been able to find much pressure at all in this lane. So it might be waiting until he has like a lot of big items like the Blade of the King, if he's going that full damage build before he can really challenge the Vlad, because right now he's not doing too much to Flaxius, and Flaxius is perfectly happy in this situation.
Yeah, happily trading away. Press the attack on Dan is there, so he actually did get a bit of a chunk down to Flaxius, trading relatively even. Although you did see Flaxius with the empowered Q, just able to heal himself back up, nice and comfortable.
Yeah, do you see Airy coming out from Flaxius? And this is a summoner rune, sorry, you often see picked up if you want to just increase your trading power in the laning phase. Adds a bit of extra oomph to every single trade you go for, whether it's with your abilities or your auto attacks. It shows that he knows the laning phase is a bit of a trickier one with Vlad into Gnar.
Dan,
you can do more.
Play. No, Flaxius just pulls it out and he loses Mega.
I mean, that's the problem, is that when you hit Mega with Gnar, you can't really do anything to the Vladimir because he will just pull away as soon as you jump in. Oh, we see an aggressive gank coming in bot lane here. Zeph and NG both here.
And multiple members hanging about. Flaxius running very, very low as well versus Dan XD, so if he is going to TP into the play, does mean him quite dangerous, quite a sticky situation. But it looks like the play it just get cooled off. Mountain Drake has been spawned up, and it looks like that is going to be the attention for NG.
Yeah, and I do believe he has started up, that might be the Scuttle Crab, can't see quite right now. But it would be a good pickup to get that Mountain Drake early on. We did see Hyperion manage to secure an early one of their game, and it was definitely an advantage. Particularly if you want this Gnar to be able to pressure the side lane and burn down turrets, never going to complain about an early Mountain Drake. Yeah, you see the bot lane of Diabolus moving up just to ensure that it's secured. It will get taken off the map fairly quickly.
1200 gold is what separates both these teams at 7 minutes. Pickaxe and Tear has been picked up on Cookie. Yusa just got himself the sword and shield, going full LARP.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great situation to be in with the Ezreal, because normally by picking up a Tear, you put yourself into a disadvantage. You've invested 850 gold into an item that gives you no real combat stats, but because he got that big lead from those 2 early kills, he's not only able to get the Tear, but the pickaxe as well, so he has more damage than the Lucian, and he's able to stack up his Tear for the late game. Well, for the mid game.
That was beaten by Zeph. Flashes the mastery score before piecing out. Actually seeing an invade come through from Demo, just looking to steal away a couple of jungle camps. NG only just making his way into that side of the jungle, so should not be able to get that. And a great deep ward has also been put down, so Demo now trying to spot the movements of NG on this Graves. We haven't really hit on the wards too much. And so far, both these teams actually been a little lackluster in the warding game.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the big things for Hyperion is to get vision control around the mid lane. Well, I mean, for both teams, both these mid laners are massive roamers, and their potential is available now. You have the level 6 achieved and passed by this Galleon. You can see NG coming over to help Zeph and clear out this vision on the bot side. They could make moves bot if they wanted to.
Dan XD actually just trading away, holding onto the ultimate, can use it in a second. Actually, holds fire, just trades outwards for Flaxius, runs him very, very low, but power transfusion means Flaxius is able to heal up.
I mean, that's the problem, is that at this point now he's level 7. He has 4 points in his Q, so it's such a short cooldown. It's quite easy for him to out-sustain these trades. Just keep healing up from the minion wave. Dan can't do that much to him unless they look for a dive. But talking of dives, Diabolus have managed to push the enemy bot lane off this tower. TP coming in now, though.
Pulverized by Snuggly, looking to make a play happen. Tower stays up. Amphrax underneath the turret. In comes Dan, though. Has still got that ultimate. Remember, Glacial Fish is in. And here comes the Galio. Knocks up one. Amphrax flashes forward and a taunt. Only lands onto one. Going to be a lot of damage out by Flaxius as the Hemoplague lands onto 2. Demo trying to run away. And the Voice of Life clips onto 2. Stuns go wide. Stuns do connect, though. And Zeph is staying alive. No one on Hyperion has fallen down. And the turret will fall.
How did no one die there? They were so low in HP, the damage just wasn't able to find neither the Gnar or the Nidalee. Hyperion still lose their tower, but it could have been so much more in that situation. They try and force the TP, they just didn't find the CC lockdown onto anyone, but so many flashes burnt across the board. I mean, just take stock. 4 down on the side of Diabolus, 4 down on the side of Hyperion. That was an intense one.
Really, really intense there. Does mean that Hyperion didn't lose a fight while being down in gold already. They do lose the first turret, though, so it's now a 2,000 gold almost lead to Diabolus, and Looking like they're going to try and put the plays on the other side of the map now, sending Cookie up to the top side. They want to propel this lead over Hyperion, and Hyperion struggling to really find himself an opening, a play on the map, and it feels like Diabolus this game have just got the tempo control.
I mean, that's the thing, is that we talked about how last game the paranoia was a big cooldown for Diabolus, but in this situation, the big cooldown is this heroic entrance coming from the Galio. They used it there, they ended up losing the tower off the back end of it and getting no kills, so not a great situation. And once again, Demo was confident to pick this Nidalee pick into the Graves and just hasn't really been able to find anything. His first gank backfired bot lane, and in that skirmish, he got baited into going in, just to flash straight out afterwards. Not had the impact he wants.
Oh, see the True Shot Barrage actually clip onto Yusa. Looking for a bit of a trade as Demo is just hanging around this top side, knows this is where the attention from Diabolus is.
Yeah,
Zeph just got so much pressure on ADM, just able to push him in on the soul constantly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, is that these are both roaming mid laners, but whoever has the shove will be able to move first. And you see, Graves and Aurelion Sol moving together, securing the vision on this top side, and it means they can threaten for the Rift Herald and for plays on the top side. No TP available from either top laner. That's definitely an advantage for Diabolus, because having a Gnar TP in is a lot more favourable than a Vlad.
Definitely the case. He's just looking to clear out a couple of wards. Is getting shoved in. They still have, that was the last, no sorry, Anthrax has minion dematerializers as well, so they had 12 minion dematerializers to use between the Diabolus bot lane. Means they can keep this shove going for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, shoving's the name of the game for Diabolus, and they're doing it pretty well. Snuggly already really low on HP here. Demo looking for a spear. Doesn't manage to connect it though, but has obviously given his position away now to Diabolus. And you can see, NG just willing to take this Rift Herald off the map, feels no threat from the Nidalee, and is able to secure it. Sanity for free.
We'll probably see him use it in the mid lane as well, because topside for Diabolus is going perfect for them. They're able to shove it in.
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be a great situation if he's able to pick up the mid tower, because it means the Aurelion Sol can push even deeper and then roam. And it's going to be really hard for Hyperion to defend this top tower once the mid one has gone down. No pressure to use it right now, and he's going to make an efficient clear. And he's allowing his bot lane to recall and pick up some items. You can see that Cookie, unlike what Yusa did in the previous game, opting to go for the Triforce and offer more damage. Makes a lot more sense. There's no Nocturne threatening him on the backline.
And I'm glad you bring up the jungle as well, because Demo last game was one of the things that got Hyperion so far ahead early. This time he's picked a very aggressive jungler in the Nidalee and actually not done anything with it.
Yeah,
He's 0-0-0. He's up in CS a little bit, but you know, the objective control by NG has secured his team both a Mountain Drake and a Rift Herald. He's been able to make that counter gank. We've got the double kill onto the Ezreal. And Demo just farming up, not actually really making any presence for his team.
Yeah, and I mean, Hyperion have a composition I feel needs to make more happen in the early game, and they just haven't really found the windows. Once Ezreal gets to that Mirror Mana Triforce point, he's likely just to take over the game if Hyperion don't do anything before then. Rift Herald's going to go down the mid, as we expected. Will Diabolus be able to get a turret? Seems likely.
Yusa actually does have teleport. We haven't seen this for a while, but the turret is just going to get bopped out by the Rift Herald. This will now open up the map for the Aurelion Sol to be able to put some plays down.
Yeah,
Ooh,
now
don't let it charge.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. That would have been really bad news.
Yeah, and we do see Angie actually heading towards the bot side. Might want to pick up that Cloud Dragon and just get those stacked up early on.
Yeah,
Problem is now, I mean, Zeph has so much control in the mid lane. We said he has a shoving advantage. All he has to do is shove mid in, and then he can go anywhere on the map. And ADM's going to be quite a bit behind him, having to shove out before he can move efficiently.
And I mean, this is all that NG needs to do this game, is just play the objective game while his teams just win the lanes solo 1v1 or 2v2 in the bot lane case.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, if the game goes quite a bit later and nothing too much happens, Graves and Vlad are great in the late game. Aurelion Sol and Ezreal, although they spike pretty well in the mid game, then they're nothing to complain about in the late. Whereas I feel like with Hyperion's composition, they might struggle, and Nidalee's not going to offer as much as a Graves is in those late game teamfights, unless you find some great spears, and even then, I'm not sure if that'll be enough.
I mean, Demo just has to assassinate Cookie. That's the only thing he does late game. Like,
yeah,
he's not going to kill
just,
the Vladimir.
But it's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I say just, but like that is literally the only person he can kill in a fight. Flaxish is just going to be way too safe on the Vladimir, and late he'll also be relatively tanky, and sustain he'll have with that as well. It's going to be very, very hard for Hyperion to actually utilize this Nidalee right, but you do have to keep in mind Dan XD is on the Gnar. If he can find a good ultimate, that could be an opening for them, but it feels like Diabolus just aren't going to play that game. They don't want to group up. They're quite content just splitting the pressure and keeping Hyperion running around the map, chasing after multiple different people at different times.
Not just splitting the pressure right now, but I feel like in team fights it's going to be played very split from the side of Diabolus. Ezreal isn't going to be too near to the Aurelion Sol. Graves going to distance himself as well. I think it's going to be hard for Gnar to find a big high impact ult at any point.
Well, Flaxis just used the Hemo Plague there to heal
Yeah,
up.
use it for a bit of heal and the safety. That's one of the issues if you are getting pressured in by this Gnar. It does have that level 9 point so you can sustain quite effectively, but when he's in a long lane, if he feels like he can't trade into the Gnar, which is hard when he has that Hex Drinker, he might just have to back off. Definitely capable of sitting on that turret and clearing for as long as he needs, though.
Yeah, Dan XD, only real hope for Hyperion at the moment is it feels it's all been about NG on this Graves and what he's been able to earn for his team.
Yeah, but I mean, still being a fairly slow game throughout. Compared to, I mean, even last game wasn't the fastest, but there was a lot more happening in that one. We are seeing Demo come down in this bot lane to try and pressure it. Good wave clear will come out from Flaxish, and it looks like they won't be able to get anything more. Question is, will Diabolus be able to pressure anywhere out? Well, I mean, it's not a question because their bot lane's in base, so they won't.
No, True Shot Barrage did at least save the turret, so good job by Cookie there. But there was a lot of damage thrown down onto the turret there by Dan XD. He's going to look to base and probably pick up his Black Cleaver as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, Black Cleaver is just such a great item for Gnar. Doesn't really do much for him in the matchup against Vlad, but the extra cooldown reduction and the movement speed, nothing to complain about. Be interesting to see what he goes after that, whether he wants more sustained damage into the Vladimir, whether he wants more MR, just to match up better in the 1v1. A lot of options, and that's why Gnar's seen a lot of prevalence, particularly in career, because he can build in so many different ways. He can go for a heavy DPS build, he can go for a more tanky build, he can itemize MR, he can go for just raw HP. There's a lot of options for this champion, which is why Dan's picked it up 2 games in a row and had fairly good success on it, even in this game where his team aren't doing so hot.
17 minutes in and Hyperion down 3,000 gold to Diabolus. Actually, made that, it's 3,500 gold. It's Dan XD stacking up that Gnar bar. You are in a funnel, you're in a close environment. Demo looking to go out. That's going to be the Winter's Bite connecting snugly. Stacking up the concussive blows, but not actually going to be quite enough as Yusa goes forward, threatening the players. Dan XD has got that stun available, and watch all of Diabolus as they're now starting to make a loop-de-loop. Maybe looking for the return play.
Yeah, Diabolus know they're ahead, but it's hard to find and engage with their composition. Hyperion also looking for something. Going to be a difficult challenge. They might just have a big fight of this red buff. Dan needs to be careful.
Doesn't have his ultimate available. Cookie's also there. Let's see if the smites are going down. NG's able to steal it away, and Diabolus continue to assert pressure onto Hyperion.
Yeah, I mean, you won't complain about getting the red buff, but again, not a massive advantage. It is just a red buff. But the thing you got to look at right now is Cookie's items. Triforce completed, Mirror Mana fully stacked. Ezreal is the strongest and most relevant champion in the game right now.
Glacier onto multiple targets, is Snuggly, maybe looking for that headbutt pulverize, only lands it onto one. Amphirax goes golden, so Spear connects onto Cookie. Demo looking to go forward, instantly flashes back, but Amphirax is melting down. Diabolus maybe find their opening, but the Voice of Life onto free, into the top by ADM as flashes over the wall with the Hemo Plague, and Diabolus turned the fight, picking up free. That was massive.
And Hyperion just commits so much onto a Braum. He burns the stopwatch to buy more time, and they commit way too far. Used to even flashing in on the end meant Zeth got off a huge combo. Flaxish is there to follow up, and you can't commit so much onto a support when you're this far behind.
Cookie had to flash heal to get away from Demo, which also bought time so Demo couldn't get in to assassinate the Braum with the rest of the team. And it was just a scrappy fight by Hyperion, and Diabolus just peeled back like we saw them in game 1, and then turn the fight and play on their terms. This is one of the things that we're seeing from Diabolus. They're able to just fight around when they want to fight. So we can... No? There we are. Now we get to see a replay.
Yeah, so you see Anthrax does seem a bit overextended, goes for the ult onto Demo, but doesn't manage to connect the initial knock upon him. Then Hyperion decide they're going to commit everything onto this Braum, but the stopwatch buys so much time. Flaxish is actually TPing behind as this goes down, and then at the end, Yusa flashes in to secure Anthrax, but a huge amount of damage comes in from Zeph, and then Flaxish turns up, flashes over the wall, massive damage combo, and when HP bars are that low, it's no surprise Diabolus won the team fight.
I mean, Flaxis actually saved that team fight there.
Yeah, I mean...
It looked like Diabolus were losing it, and he just flashes over the wall, Hemoplagues onto User and DanXD, gets down the Tides of Blood, and...
I think it was a combination of Flaxish and Zeph. The amount of AoE damage they put out there was just staggering. They managed to hit so many people with their combos, and honestly, Hyperion were lucky to only lose 2 members there.
Hyperion slowing down now. The pace of the game being set by Diabolus, and hasn't been quite as action-packed as Game 1, but if he's anything like Game 1, this is around the point where we do start to see more and more team fights, and Diabolus able to pick themselves up their 3rd Drake at 20 minutes. They got a 4,000 gold lead over Hyperion. The item spikes are here. It's the Triforce into the Manamune on Cookie. Rod of Ages working towards the Leandres from Zeph, and ADM just got that rower.
I mean, look at the difference in items between the AD carries. That is the big issue right now. Lucian has 1 item to his name in that Blade of the Ruin King. You compare that to 2 fully stacked items that spike so hard at this point onto Cookie, and the problem is Lucian isn't a great late game AD carry. I mean, Ezreal isn't either, but he's now stacking up that tier to go into a Ceres Embrace. It's going to secure him a pretty strong late game. He is so much stronger than Yusa right now, and he saw that. He just didn't provide that much damage onto the Braum, and Braum arguably I mean, yes, Braum is a tanky champion, but he's an underfed one when he's in the support lane.
And he actually has that second tier stacked up, as looks like they're just trying to force away NG, trying to get some vision control. DanXD also now sitting on that Executioner's Calling, so his 1v1 versus Flaxish at this point is going to be very strong with a Hex Drinker combined with the Black Cleaver into just the Proto Belt and Blasting Wonder Flaxish.
I mean, that's going to have to be the saving grace from Hyperion. Diabolus don't have that great an engage, and Dan potentially could try and split push against Flaxish. He has to be careful though, because if he starts to fall further behind in terms of global gold, the Vlad realistically can overtake him. It might be a bit dicey when that's your one way of getting back in this game for Hyperion.
Demo just trying to catch as many of these little chickens as he can.
And that's the thing, is that Diabolus is doing well to contest every little thing towards Hyperion. Not letting Demo take a camp for free. Trying to get control of this Baron area. They are looking to recall now. Black Cleaver should be picked up by Graves. Flaxish has that Void Staff, so any MR Dan takes from here out won't be as useful.
Well, Hyperion do recognise the fact Diabolus were basing out, so are looking to nestle some control of this Baron area, get some wards down. As you can see, it's completely blue, and Rift Herald is, Scuttle Crab is also spawning fairly soon, so that'd be nice for whoever is able to get that, because that gives them just permanent vision on that zone for a little bit. As Dan, looking for a play onto Flaxish, does lose Mega Gnar, and Flaxish with the empowered Q, able to trade out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he might be able to go a bit more aggressive for that. May well have lost his life, but, you know, no pool on the Vlad means the Gnar can just continue inhaling damage onto him. It's a tricky one, though. Again, this Void Staff from the Vlad means he does pump a lot of damage back. You see the power of that empowered Q. Diabolus, it was good recall timing. Credit to them. The Rift Scuttle, hadn't spawned yet, so they managed to recall, come back, and then pick it up. This could be the all-in.
Oh, this actually could be the all-in. Dan looking to work through him. Press the attack is on. Looks like actually the Tides of Blood's coming down. Flaxish flashes out from the Gnar. And DanXD cannot find it, but a stun connects. He did not want to commit for that kill. Snugly maybe find a little bit of an opening.
It's so hard in this matchup because you have to play around the Vlad's empowered Q. It gives him so much healing, even with the reduced healing debuff, and so much damage on the back end of it. And that is why Dan didn't go back in to finish that fight off. But he does burn the Vlad's flash. He might be able to punish that in the lane matchup, but a big factor is flash is so valuable on a Vladimir in team fights, especially one who's running TP and Airy. That's his main source of mobility, and it's now unavailable for the next 4 minutes.
Has picked up that Void Staff alongside that Proto Belt for Flaxish, so does have the ability to use that to clear waves, which is going to be really big for him. Obviously can work a little bit like pseudo mobility as well, with the fact that it does send you jolting forward a little bit, but it's not. It's more for the wave clear at this point, as DanXD is able to clear it out, and he's picked himself up a Warhammer.
Yeah, most likely building into the more of Malmortius, going to help his split push even more with that big magic shield. And you saw there, when you get into those fights, every little helps, and a massive magic shield is just really going to shut down Flaxish's ability to win the 1v1. Thing is, however, it's very much building towards that 1v1, and we said that might be Hyperion's way back into this game. Oh, do you see Dan going aggressive? Ult is available.
Does have that ultimate, could look to throw it down, sends Flaxish back. Flaxish very, very low, and even with the healing is getting debuffed down. Flaxish just used the blood pool and the hemo plate to heal up and makes his way out, but NXT definitely stomping this lane, and while Diabolus are winning on the map everywhere else, the bot lane, or the top laner difference is a big problem, and Diabolus aren't really pressuring with the advantage they've got so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've now lost this tower on the bot lane. It has closed the lead a little bit. And we talked about how Cookie was on the biggest item spike that an Ezreal is going to get, that Triforce Manamune. And he's gone past it, and nothing really else has changed. Dan is in a position where he's built for this matchup, and so he is starting to win it. And this might be Hyperion's way back into the second game of the series.
This could be their way through now as...
Oh, they're collapsing on the Gnar.
They are collapsing on the Gnar. Gnar looking to run away. Remember, there's no Iceborne Gauntlet to slow him down. Winter's Bite's flashed out, and Dan XD makes his escape. Lots of pressure, lots of people used in the bot side. Do burn the flash of the Gnar, so at least that evens the flash score between him and Flaxfish.
Yeah, the difficulty here is that there just isn't anything Hyperion can do on the other side of the map. They're trying to pressure this top tower, but realistically, they didn't stand a chance of taking the Baron. So Diabolus essentially got away with that play for free. They're now moving up in the top side of cover. They could be in some trouble here.
Could be. Gotta keep in mind, ADM does have level 2
Braum and
in that
Ezreal are
ultimate.
flanking.
Gonna be the Winter's Bite. Headbutt Pulverize is flashed out by Cookie. ADM looking for the flash torch on the two members. The Glacial Fish is there, and the teleports are coming through. It looks like Dan XD is gonna be able to get the first one of the fight. Yusa comes over. The culling is channeling through and liquefying everybody on Diabolus, but they are still alive. And Dan trying to stack up the Gnar bar. That was a big engage. Here comes the turnaround. Hyperion are looking to just delete everyone on Diabolus. Dan XD Gnar's Flaxish back, and it's gonna be the full ace for Hyperion!
And they only lose one member off the back of that. They were behind in gold. We talked about how they might not have the ability to team fight with the Nidalee, but they find it. Everything went perfect for Hyperion, and they're going to turn onto the Baron. No one from Diabolus to contest.
Diabolus just gave time over to the side of Hyperion, got them time to get items, and then they didn't use their advantage, and Hyperion just fine go, right, this is the moment. We take this fight now.
Absolutely, and you know, I can't honestly believe that Hyperion are one game up. They are now securing the Baron and getting the gold lead in the second. This is our team who were 7th place last season. Diabolus are second on the ladder, I believe. And they might end up getting defeated 2-0. Hyperion pick up that Baron. Yusuf's going to get his Black Cleaver now. Massive spike for them.
Well, let's just have a look at that fight again, because that was gorgeous.
Yeah, so you see Snuggly going with the combo. Cookie flashes away, but that means he is very vulnerable to the Galio. Gets solo on HP, and then Dan XD, he played this fight so well. Comes on in the back and takes out Cookie, but doesn't overstay. He then looks for the flank on his blast plan, and that's when the heroic entrance comes in. The combo from Snuggly sets him up so much CC and damage. Zeth and Engie managed to get away using both their flashes, but they're now trapped under the turret. Dan has Mega now, and there's really nothing they can do. Flaxis tries to buy space, but Dan knows to shut him down, and although he falls, he did what he needed to do for his team. Great, and we talk about how Gnar might be a bit tricky to team fight when you don't have Mega. He came in mini, he made such a big impact, and then when his Mega came in, he delivered then as well.
Yeah, well, he tanked for the team as he got Mega Gnar, so he got these extra stacks. And, I mean, Dan XD was the hero of that fight. ADM had some great flash taunts, some great engages with the hero's entrance as well, but I gotta give it to Dan XD. He just bought so much time, he kited and fighted back. And Hyperion get themselves a great win. Now, they do have Baron Nashor, and like I said on the desk just after the last game, last time we saw Hyperion get a Baron Nashor, they were active with it. That will be the first turret to fall. And the gold lead is now, for the first time in this game, in the hands of Hyperion.
Yeah, and the big thing is, we saw how bad the split push started to get for Flaxish. It's going to get so much worse. Dan has now picked up some life steal with that Cutlass. He has a full Morph Malmortis and the Baron buff. You know that they're going to pressure down bot. Hyperion might need to be a bit careful though in the mid lane.
Remember, Dan doesn't actually have the Baron buff, so his siege is at least thwarted a little bit.
That is unfortunate. That would have been huge for them, but still, you can see the amount of pressure he's putting down on Flaxis, who, despite all the sustain the Vlad has to recall. They might well lose this tower. They've sent Zeth to defend. This could mean giving up the mid tower in return.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, it's not great for Dan doesn't have Baron buff, but he's just able to pressure Flaxis out, and the rest of the team, as a 3-man unit, quite content pushing away. And this mid-side turrets are now 3 apiece, and it is a 2,200 gold lead to Hyperion. Do have to keep in mind, though, Elder Drake, that will be spawning after the Mountain Drake, I think, is next, and then we have an Elder. So if Diabolus get that Mountain Drake, that's actually 5 Drakes for them.
I think it's unlikely they'll get the Mountain because Control has gone over to Hyperion, but even if they do give that one up, they have 4 Dragons. The Elder is so much more impactful for them. So a definite way they could get back into this game. You do see Cookie able to fully stack that Seraphs now, has a bit more safety in that shield, and a lot more damage on the back end of his Q. Problem is though, we saw last team fight, he wasn't really able to do anything. Unsure if he'll be able to this time round.
We're probably going to see both these teams play a little bit cautious until both of their top laners can TP. Don't really want to look for those fights, and definitely Hyperion. They need Dan XD. They need him for the backup engage, because Snuggly can go in, start with the headbutt pulverize. But you also want ADM to have his teleport as a flash, so he can flash taunt again. That's coming up fairly soon, but the proactive play is still coming through from the side of Hyperion. They've been able to take themselves 3 turrets with this Baron buff. They've been able to pull themselves ahead 3,000 gold from a team fight where they were 3,000 gold down. So 6,000 gold Baron power play is great for this team.
And what an absolute swing. Looks like Dan's going to keep pressuring bot. Might have to be a bit careful because his team are backing off, but nope, looks like they've changed their mind. They see the pressure bot. They're going to come over. Vaxi could be in trouble here. Has to pull, but he now has no cooldowns. He's going to have to give up any presence on that tower. The rest of Diabolus will move in, but with Aurelian's Soul and Graves on the other side of the map, I don't think they're going to be able to defend this tower either. Baron has timed off though, so Hyperion will have to push this down just with the normal strength minions.
The Baron's fine though. Now they've lost Baron, it's not the end of the world. They've got, if they are able to crack this turret, remember Hemoplay's not available, going to see a culling just to zone them off. And when this turret here bot side falls, there's only 1 turret for Diabolus that remains outside of their base.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, they can apply pressure onto that. Baron's still a while away, so you could send Dan XD into that top lane to split there while you focus on the next objective coming up, which is that Mountain Dragon.
Just spending that gold. Going to see the Blade of the Ruin King picked up on Dan XD. More Mamortius now on Yusa, so wants a little bit more survivability.
I mean, why not? Because the big threat to him was that Vladimir. We saw in that team fight that Diabolus managed to win. The Vladimir came in late and did so much damage. You're now dealing with the more Malmortius on 2 of the members. On the other 2, they have stopwatches, and on the Alistair, I mean, he's a massive tank anyway. It's going to be really hard for Flaxus to make a big impact in the team fights like he did before.
And he's got a locket as well, so he's got an AoE shield for the team.
Yeah, no complaints
The team
there.
fighting for the side of Hyperion actually looking very, very scary. You do have to keep in mind though, Ezreal has got himself his Triforce, he's got himself both of his tier items stacked up, so it's not like his damage is going to particularly fall off. Like you said in the last game, once you hit both of those, you do get at least some semblance of late game on Ezreal. He's building towards that Blade of the Ruin King. Top lane, Death Cap, Void Staff, Protobelt. Flaxish is losing the 1v1, but the team fight, he is a dead serious threat, especially for someone like Yusa. Yes, Yusa does have that.
Snuggly could be in trouble here, actually.
More, yeah. Snuggly actually looking to flash away. That's an engage tool down, and they're looking to continue to stack up. Culling comes out by Yusa to save out his support.
But look at the top. Demo
will.
and ADM are just pushing top. This tower's going to go down for free. And nothing's going to be taken off the back end here.
This is perfect for Hyperion.
Yeah, no complaints here. They're going to get that top tower for essentially... Well, they gave it the flash from the Alistair, but no complaints there.
It's actually going to be the Elder Drake spawning.
I don't believe it is. I think that's a mistake because Elder Dragon doesn't spawn until after 35 minutes. So I'm unsure what dragon it will be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Will be another elemental dragon, but unfavorable for Diabolus because that means that isn't on the table for quite a while longer, and they definitely could have looked for a contest for that.
Oh, Dan XD stepping forward, looking to put some damage onto Zeph. That's a big pop, and Apharax is just deleted. Taunt charging up by ADM, flashes over the wall, and everyone falls down for Diabolus.
And we talked about how Nidalee might not be able to make that much impact in the late game team fights, but when you have control and she can jump on the enemy, she certainly can burst them. Next dragon will be another mountain, not that Elder. I've no doubt Hyperion are going to pick that up, but then 35 seconds on the enemy jungler. Baron is up in 20. Hyperion might just take this off the table straight away.
They talk the talk and they are walking the walk. Hyperion get themselves their first Mountain Drake of this game. They are in control of the gold lead. They are in control of the map. And it feels like Diabolus did not utilize their lead they had. And Baron Nashor is spawning up. This is where the hot contest will come through from both sides.
Yep, and I feel like if Hyperion get their hands on this Baron, it might give them the thing they need just to end this game. I've no doubt Diabolus won't let it go for free, so we're no doubt going to see a big team fight coming out for this next objective.
Well, everybody's buffing up, getting their red buffs, getting their blue buffs. They want to be able to use absolutely everything in their kit. Yeah, also want to be utilizing the vision, as you can see Hyperion starting to place some aggressive wards into the red side of Diabolus, also making sure that they starve out any vision around the Baron pit as well.
Yeah, Diabolus making the right move though. They shove in mid and then try and rotate to contest the vision.
Dan's got TP. He's going bot lane, looking just to pressure out there. We actually see Diabolus as this 5-man death ball.
There are deep wards behind them though. Realistically, there could come a flank from this Gnar. And although Gnar isn't the best flanker without his mega form, when you have a Galio to back him up, definitely a realistic chance to go for that.
Cookie spacing away.
Yeah.
Looking to probably catch that big wave in the bot side, as we do have a replay coming up.
Yeah, so you see Anthrax just overstepping, overestimates his tankiness, that burst, 700 damage magic crit almost coming out from the Anili, and then
this
Envy
flash?
oversteps, great taunt flash coming out from ADM. Again, you do not want to fight in these tight corridors where you can get AoE taunted and the Nidalee excels.
DanXD was able to set that turret down, so every turret outside of the base for Diabolus has now gone down, and slowing down a little bit by Hyperion. They want to be at this Baron Nashor if they want to close the game out, but Anthrax looking for a bit of damage. The culling is going to force out the wall. Spears dodged out, and DanXD is on that flank.
Playing a dangerous game here. Diabolus trying to shove up mid, but they know there is the pressure of an engage potentially to come in. If Snuggly goes forwards, no doubt ADM will follow with that heroic entrance. And you're looking for a bit of a cheese play coming out here. NG might step up, does have the flash, but it might not be enough.
Just need to be careful. Spear, ooh,
Swing and a miss.
almost finds its opening.
But the pressure is still there. They walked up, they established some vision, but it gets cleared out instantly.
Yeah, but they're trying to contest Baron vision while DanXD's just trying to take turrets. Look how much damage he's able to put down. And remember, turrets don't regenerate over 2/3 anymore. Baron Nashor on the other side of the map is getting started out.
NG's so far away.
Are just completely split. DanXD does have teleport as well. Gonna see Zeph just fly in to the area. Diabolus at least attempted the play.
Yeah, it looks like Hyperion do back off. Diabolus able to zone them out, but they know they have the pressure from this split push now. They don't need to do anything desperate yet.
NG
Diabolus,
has
though,
GA, so is a little bit tanky. ADM gonna
Bot
take a
tower's
Winter's
gone down.
Bite.
They
They're
have to
looking for
find
it.
a fight here, or they're gonna start losing their base.
Yeah, but Hyperion just peel back. They're completely content. As long as Baron doesn't go over, they don't mind. DanXD will take the inhibitor here. There is no contest.
They feel desperate. They think they have to stop Baron now, but they realize there's no prospect. They're losing their base. Flaxius has come down to try and help with a team fight, but he's on wards. They know he's there.
It's still pushing. Hyperion actually don't want to even let them base at the moment. Looking for the team fight now.
Demo could be in trouble.
4v5. Glacial Fish is going to go down. Stun goes a little bit wide as well. As
DanXD is ending the game.
DanXD is ending the game. The Voice of Life secures 2 kills over to the side of Diabolus, and now they're looking to punish. True Shot Barrage is there, and ADM keeping his ADC up while DanXD has been able to almost drop a turret there in the top side. Now Baron Nashor is getting started up. Remember, DanXD does have the ability to TP in if he wants to. Remember how low
has TP as well.
are as well.
They're both channeling. They're coming in. Baron's going low though.
Baron's down. That's going to be Hyperion looking for the channel. Stun taunt, sorry, goes on to 2. Anthrax stepping forward. Now they're looking for the concussive blows to stack up onto Usa. He's going to be picked up. It's 3 kills and a Baron Nashor for Diabolus. They have saved their game.
And Diabolus have managed to clutch victory almost from the claws of defeat. They have life again in this game. Yes, they're still behind in gold, but they secured the Baron, they killed a Gnar, and they've given them some breathing space. And with an Elder Dragon coming up in a minute 30, that is what they need to take this game.
We see the proactive play come out of Diabolus, and this time with that, they are able to actually get themselves control of the game once again. They're looking to start taking down these turrets.
Yeah, and they're going to push mid. And the thing is, I understand the thought process from Hyperion. You wanted to stop the recalls, but they committed way too hard. They didn't have the disengage, and now they might lose a chunk of the base themselves.
They're definitely going to lose at least an inhibitor, but with the rate these turrets are going down,
might
this
just
actually
end.
might just be the end of the game. Usa's up in 8 seconds, but Diabolus with a big wave and no wave clear to oppose against them. Snuggly and Demo have to make a hero play here. Turret number 1's going down, turret number 2, Snuggly with a 3-man headbutt for whole rise comes in. Culling's going down, looks like Snuggly looking to try and save the game though. They are not done, and it looks like Diabolus now peeling out, running low. Dan steps forward, gets knocked up with the Glacial Fission. Another headbutt pulverized! The hero's entrance is absolutely heroic! ADM does not get the taunt onto Anthrax. He is melting down. NG trying to make his way out, but he does not save his support.
That's enough.
Finds the kill. The turrets are low. The base is open, and Hyperion are chasing for NG.
Suddenly just trolled Yusa. He knocked him back over the wall, but NG is going to be caught out. He has the flash, has the GA, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
Oh, that is a lot of damage. Taunt comes out. Yusa is going to be able to pop that GA, and down goes the Graves with a Justice Punch.
They can just push through bot. I think they can look for the end here. 1 tower available. defending the Nexus. 20 seconds, that should be enough. Has to be a miracle play from Cookie if Diabolus is going to keep any hope alive for this series.
A couple of members will be spawning up fairly soon. 17 seconds on both the Aurelion
This is going to be
and
so
Anthrax.
close.
This is going to be so close. You saw the chaos that happened in Korea. Looks like we're having our own little slice of it here in the UK scene. Hyperion decided it's a little bit over greedy to stay, and they are going to look towards the Elder Drake.
Yeah, I mean, taking this off the board would be huge. The thing is as well, after you get the first Elder, the second one is significantly stronger. Would equalize the power on that objective for the next one round.
It's denying the 4 Drakes over to the side of Diabolus as well. The 4 Drake Elder buff. And
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, the second Elder, I would honestly argue, is worth so much. I think the next Elder is going to have almost equal value for the two teams, despite the 4 Dragon stack from Diabolus. Hyperion managed to save their base, managed to save the game, but this could still be anyone's.
Yusa now has his Essence Reaver finished up. He's got himself a stopwatch.
We've actually seen an Essence Reaver come out from Cookie, so normally we see a Last Whisper, but obviously with no tanky stats really built across the board from Hyperion, opting for something that's going to give him even more damage and mana regen to just pump out so much from those double mana passives he has.
I would have liked a Morellonomicon on the Galio. Just as another way to put Grievous Wounds onto Zeph.
I think, honestly, ADM's just going for as much damage as possible, and you saw how much he's doing there. It looks like Diabolus feel like they're in control, but they're up against an Elder Dragon team. This could be risky.
Could be risky. That's going to be the Winter Spite. Turret's going very, very low, though. Remember, the Elder Drake is chunking through them. Anthrax loses a lot of health. ADM wasn't about, so Hyperion felt a little bit unconfident to take the fight, although ADM does have teleport. There's one ward towards mid lane and a couple of other deep wards around as well.
It was actually a really smart play from Diabolus. They know there's always going to be pressure bot because of the the super minions. So they push that lane and they just catch Hyperion off guard. They didn't expect pressure to come from the bot side. And as a result, they're able to pick up a tower and they buy some time. This Elder Dragon doesn't last very long, only 2.5 minutes. I feel like there's only a minute left for the side of Hyperion. But Hyperion feel like they have the flank and they might be looking for something here.
Haven't actually spotted them out yet, just fishing for plays. Do have Dan XD on his way down. Inhibitor in the bot lane has now respawned for the side of Diabolus, so we've got pressure in the mid.
Playing it very, very by ear. Diabolus managed to get away from that sticky situation, but the big thing is they stalled out that Elder Dragon for so long. Only 30 seconds available on that buff. We'll time out now. What is Demo doing? Needs to get out of this situation.
This is dangerous. He's going to actually get stunned up. Voice of Life is here. They're going to have to use the Galio ultimate. These are big team fighting tools, and the punish is coming through. A Glacial Fish is down, but it looks like a taunt comes out. Going golden for the side of Galio. He does still have a Zonya, so it's going to be the double golden. Demo's now healing up. ADM's forced to run away. So low. Cookie steps forward. Now Headbutt Pulverize goes out a little bit wider. Stan XD is there. Does have the Gnar. No, he does not. He's about to lose it. Flaxish has gone in. Hemoplay does not pop onto Yusa. Flaxish goes golden. Everybody's golden! Flaxish will fall! That's going to be 2 for the side of Hyperion! And Dan makes the play! 1 for 2 trade, and
Cookie's been hit!
Trying to run away! Demo's chasing him down in cat form. Can Cookie get the damage out? He cannot do so!
That's a 3 for 1 they can
end!
end!
For Hyperion! They have won the game, but look! No pings are happening. It's not going to be the base race. Has to be the defense by Diabolus.
Yeah, they have 4 members against 2. Recall actually going to come out from ADM. He's going to look for the defend. It's going to be 3 against 2 here. This could get a bit dicey.
Throws out that collateral damage just to try and clear out the wave. Snuggly can look for the Headbutt Pulverize onto NG, and it looks like they're just looking to potentially siege. Remember, 1 turret has already fallen. Dan XD made sure that was going to be the case, and NG's just trying to catch the wave, trying to clear it out
Snuggly,
to the rest of the team. Just pushing up on the top side of the map. Snuggly could be on the receiving end of a gank,
Does
but
have
it
his
means
flash.
absolutely squat for him. He's just buying time for the rest of the team. He's looking for the stun onto NG. NG gets stunned up, headbutts him back. The rest of the team
They're
just
pushing
trying
up
to
top,
end it
they're
again. The turret's going down.
5
the
seconds.
Nexus is laid bare, and Hyperion at 44 minutes, 2-0 Diabolus.
And what an upset! They managed to get the 2-0! The trash talk delivered from Hyperion. What a performance from them!
Oh my lord, Tig!